So now think about this. There are some words that everybody knows, but no one says them out loud in the polite company. They have a special isolated status. Why? Because in the deep dark past, they were not just insults, they were special spells. So, while Germanic swearing are usually focused on experiments or body waste, Russian swearing is focused on sexual sphere, and all Russian swearing is based on big three root parts. First one is feminine principle, the second one is masculine principle, and the third one is the act of union. And this is a linguistic relic of ancient Slavic paganism where fertility was the ultimate philosophy. Scholars believe that these swearings were used by pagan Slavs for magical rituals. They literally ask a god of fertility to impregnate the earth with rich harvests. For an ancient farmer, sowing a seed was literally the same as conceiving a child. That's why all swearing words are focused on bodily lower stratum. Take, for example, an egg, a symbol of phallus. Creation peasants used to throw the eggs into the air, swearing these cursing words, usually connected with root part hui, which means masculine principle, asking for God of rain and thunder to impregnate the Mother Earth with his rain. So, as you see, this swearing could literally fix the world. There are some other examples. So, let's take protecting a child. In Serbia, mother could touch her vulva and after this, with the same hand, touch the face of her child to protect him from evil spirits. In this act, we see how fertility and women's principle considered as the ultimate power which can protect anything from everything. The same power was used to control the nature. For example, when it was a storm, Slavic woman could just lift her skirt towards the clouds and scream these special words. And after this, rain was supposed to stop. Why do they believe in this? Because the power of the fertility and the feminine principle was much more stronger than the power of rain. Just the same meaning has a menstrual blood of woman, which was a symbol of her life power. Another example of using swearing but not words is show this thing. As you see, it's pretty close to vulva and hui inside this. And it's our analog to middle finger, which is showing an act of union which can protect you from all bad spirits around. That's why even today people often can show this thing when you don't trust the person or you see something scary, you can put your hand in the pocket and show it there. So, if these words are so magical, why don't they use it every day? Because they believed that if you ask these gods too often to help yourself, or if you use your fertility power too much, it's going to take the opposite side and harm you. That's why they use this word only in special occasions. One more reason why this swearing words was so important. So, Slavic people believed that demons understood language inside out. That's why they tried to trick them using this word. For example, on funerals, they could say to a person who died, "Иди к черту," literally, "May the devil take you, go to hell." So that's why death could think that nobody loves this person, so there is no need to let him go back to this house. Another example is healing. A healer could say "иди нахуй," related to sickness, not patients. And after this, the sickness was supposed to flip and destroy itself. Another example is lullaby, where women sometimes wish their child to die, because when different demons and spirits hear that, they think, she wants this child to die, then we're not going to take this, it's useless. So by this, they try to trick the demons, trick the unpredictable world around them, and try to control them with these cursing words. By the way, historically, it's not the only reason why these words are so special. When Russia adopted Christianity, the new religion began a war against pagan cults. The words used in magical spells were prohibited and under cultural taboo. And this created a period of двоеверия, literally double faith, when people started believing new religion but still keep their magical rituals in secret. And this cultural taboo made the swearings even more powerful because now you fight not only against unpredictable nature, but also about new rules you have to follow, but maybe you don't want to. And it still exists how Russia, which is considered as Christian country, celebrate Maslenitsa, which is completely pagan holiday. So now let's talk about etymology, because these words before has a normal, regular meaning, not only cursing. So let's start with huy. Huy, from Asian Slavic root part, is connected with thorn or spike. Also, it has a common root part with hvoya, which now means pine needles, and it refers to sharp shape, which can be connected with god Pirun, the god of thunder and these flashes. The second one will be pizda. Pizda is pretty simple. It comes to us from Proto-Indo-European language and it has a meaning of vulva. The second word part, ебать. Ебать is from, again, Proto-Indo-European language, which has a meaning of to enter or to invade. And the last one, the youngest brother is блядь. Блядь is pretty new word in swearing. It's connected with Slavic blushed or blood, which can be translated as error or sin. And originally it means a ritual lie. So now we know these four root parts and how do we use them? Actually, you probably hear that Russian is a very rich language, and it is completely true, especially when we're talking about cursing words. So, from one root part, for example, ебать, we can create more than 50 words using different suffixes and endings. Here on the screen, you can see an amount of words we can create from word хуй, пизда, ебать и блядь. As you see, it's a lot. And people keep being very creative when they swears in Russian. So I think it's not even everything we can get. So that's why, because of being so rich and powerful, Russian cursing was sometimes considered as a special language inside Russian language, which you have to learn too. So, what about proofs? Why should you believe me? Because we have birch bark proofs. It's manuscripts which proves that this swearing words was everywhere. All of them are connected with 11th or 12th century. The first one says "Пей, пизда и секаль", which literally means drink the vulva and the clitoris. And it's a fertility spell for the wedding. Another example will be Yakov, братья, еби лежа, which means Yakov, brother. Don't show off and just do this lying down. So, what about modern world? We no longer exist in so unpredictable nature conditions. Why we keep saying these words? So the first reason is a painkiller effect. Experiments shows that people who swear can tolerate the physical pain 33% longer. Another reason is that this swearing word is a sort of sincerity marker, because in the Soviet era, high vocabulary was used as a language of propaganda, but people who can swear with you like shows them their honesty to you and they trust you and they show the real person, the real language to you. So it's like that symbol of trust between people. And the last and maybe the most logical reason is a taboo battery. Just because of it's forbidden, it retains its energy. It's a sort of pagan battery which can survive Pirun, Jesus Christ, and even Soviet Union. And I'm sure it will survive even more. So, as we have found out, these swearing words are not just dirt words, it's an ancient spells. And when in the moment of frustration people say «да пиздец» или «блядь» или «да ёб твою мать», they actually repeat the spell of their great mothers. And who is answering these words today? Gods, or maybe demons, or just our psychology? It's for you to decide. So, what is the most magical swearing word in your language? And what is your favorite Russian swearing word? Please share your ideas in the comments and see you later.